So now I just want to go back to 2010 and refer to this paper from the UK. I'm not going to talk about their findings. I'm just going to analyse or interpret their data for my own purposes and making the point here. So what this hospital did was they audited themselves, audited their own practices. So they calculated how many patients were admitted to hospital because of cancer over a 5-year period from 2000 to 2005. And then they segmented that population into their respective ethnicities, and we see the numbers and percentages there. Then they had a look at how many of those patients from those ethnic groups were recruited into cancer trials. So you can see that data on the right graph, on the other side of the dotted line. So if you superimpose those two graphs, you can hopefully you'll agree that they're very similar. So if anyone doesn't know much about clinical trials, you might think, well, this is a real good example of equality. The reality, this demonstrates inequality, because the percentages and numbers of ethnic minorities that were participating in those trials were so low that it provides no statistical power or validity around the efficacy or safety of those drugs when they're used in the general public from a member of the ethnic minority in the general public. So this really highlighted one thing to me, which was that I think maybe it's time that any NHS doctor that engages with the pharmaceutical company around recruiting NHS patients into their trials should receive training around clinical trial design, and also be aware around the kind of numbers you need to make it meaningful and representative to the general public.